Whenever you're ready.
Every time I try to talk, you're talking over me. Week 8. This is what happens when husband and wife work together. So, you are an absolute... Hello beauties, welcome back to the Jolie Beauty channel. Today, as you can see from the title, I'm going to be showing you how to get this colourful spring summer cut crease using some sunset colours using our Proud palette. I am absolutely obsessed with the way this came out. I think it's just so cool and bright and fun, and I hope you have a really good time practicing along with me. Today there is going to be a giveaway somewhere in this video. You will be able to choose any palette from the Jolie Beauty website. Just look out for the question and answer the question below, and I'll be drawing a winner sometime next week. So good luck with that. Also guys, please just ignore the state of my hair, the state of my nails, the state of everything, my eyebrows. We're in this quarantine together, guys, and yes, I'm not looking as groomed as one would like, but you should see what my husband has done to my dog. Actually, shall I try and bring Loki in again? You guys know this does not go very well. I've tried this multiple times. He knocks over my camera, he knocks over my lights, but should we give it another go? I think we need to. Go on then. Loki!
Are you ready?
I'm not ready. He's like, are you ready? I'm not ready. Ah! Oh, he's got my ankle weight. Come on then, Loki. Come on. Oh, there he is. Oh, no. Oh, he's mad. Oh, he's mad. Oh, look, Loki. Oh, no. Well, no surprises there. Loki does not like the camera at all. But we did get some footage of him having his haircut, so I'm going to insert that here. And you know what, guys? He absolutely loves it. Every time my husband gets the light trimmers out, he runs over and he's like, my turn, my turn. It's so cute. So yes, don't worry. He's in no distress and he absolutely loves his little Mohican because he gets attention wherever he goes. Anyway, guys, let's crack on with the tutorial and let's see my half-done face. Welcome to my half-done face. So I'm gonna carve my eyebrow out first of all using the Beauties base, and I'm gonna use Rumour 02 all the way up to my brow. I'm then gonna pencil in my brow afterwards because I'm going for a fluffy brow today. So I don't want anything too structured, and if I do my carving first, that makes me able to see how many hairs that I have to fill in. I'm making sure that I fully saturate my brush so the base goes on quite thick underneath the brow. I always start in the middle and just pull the brush through. As I get to the end, I like to tip the brush on its tip like that, just to do the end of the brow. When I've got the brow nicely carved, I just pat the rest of the base over the rest of the eye. And just make sure to tap, 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 as this is how you get the base to set. I just like to go over that with the number 1 brush just to make it extra smooth. And I like to feather out the edges on the corner here where I've got a bit of a line, and just on the end there, just so we don't get any harsh marks like when we go in with our concealer and our foundation. Next, I'm just going to brush up my brows a little bit using a brow gel. This is the Livera brow gel, and I'm just pulling all the hairs up and out to make brow nice and fluffy. Then I'm just going in with the Urban Decay brow blade. This is in the shade Brown Sugar, and I'm just going to use the pencil end of this just to lightly sketch in where I've got a few sparse areas. I really want these brows to be quite light because we're going quite heavy with the actual eye colours. So having like a really heavy block brow here might not be ideal. It's better to go in a little bit lighter, and then that makes your eyes like stand out even more. Now that the brows are done, I'm going to move on to the shadows. Today, as I mentioned in the intro, I'm going to be taking the Proud palette. And I'm going to start with the shade Nadia, which is this really dark purple here. To begin with this look, I'm going to sketch out where I want Nadia to sit in my crease. This just helps me get the eyes a little bit more even, and it helps when I'm packing on the colour that I know where the intensity is supposed to be. So I'm just taking a really thin liner brush and I'm just going to start mapping out where my crease is going to be. Because my eyes are a little bit hooded, I tend to go a little bit above where my actual crease is to give an illusion of a larger lid space. The great thing about doing it this way is if you make a mistake, you can just kind of re-sketch it out. And because we're going to carve over the top of it anyway, it doesn't really matter. When I get to the end here, I want to start joining up this outer corner. And I want to keep this like quite high up, because I'm going to blend down into lighter shadows down here. So if I was to take it out really sharply this way, it would end up dragging my eyes down when I was laying the lighter colours. So I just end a little bit higher than where I think and just create a line there, and that should give me a guide of where I want my dark purple to stop. Now I've got my basic shape down, it's time to go in with the shadows. So I want to get this purple as intense as possible. So to do that, I'm going to take a small packing brush and going in with the shade Nadia again. And I'm going to stamp this colour everywhere that I've put that line to make it as intense as possible. As you can see, with a good quality eyeshadow and the right base, you can really work those colours in quickly. There's absolutely no build up, and you can just pack that shade on and it's going to give you the intensity in one swipe. So I hope everybody is coping with the lockdown so far. I've just been spending lots of time with my dog, to be honest. He's very happy about this lockdown, I'll tell you. He thinks Christmas has come, I'm sure. Like, Mummy's home all the time. I do have my birthday coming up in a couple of weeks though, so not sure what I'm going to do for that. But as long as we're safe and healthy, that's all that matters, right? And I'm just going to take it all the way into that line as well on the edge. And there's something so satisfying about that dark shadow against that bright base. When you've got that colour really strong and punchy, take the same brush that you've been using and just take a little bit of the product off it. And then I'm just going to start tapping around the edges. And this is going to help you when you're trying to blend into your next colour. So if the eyeshadow is like sticking to the base a little bit, just give it like a little wiggle with your brush and it should start blurring in. Be soft with it, but just give it a little wiggle back and forth and it should start blurring it. That's kind of what I do in my head. And yes, maybe I'm a bit mad, but wiggle. Wiggle back and forth, wiggle. Wiggle back and forth, wiggle. Wiggle back and forth, wiggle, 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 wiggle. Maybe I'm definitely a little bit mad. Quarantine does that to you. Next, I'm going on to my more pinkish shade. This is the shade Cara, and I'm taking a number 7 brush. And I'm just going to start lightly patting that around where the purple is. The technique here is to go half in and half out where you've laid down that purple shade. So the two colours blend together. And just patting that in really, really gently using the softest motions possible. When you're doing your second colour, you may realise that the intensity of the first colour has kind of dulled down a bit, but don't worry, we're just going to go back in with the first brush again and the shade Nadia and re-intensify that purple. Next, I'm taking the shade Steven, which is the light pink on a fluffy brush, and I'm just placing this around the edges of Cara, softly blending it into that shade just to give a really soft effect to that pink. Again, the same thing might happen. You might lose the effect of Cara a little bit there, so then go back in with that middle colour and just blend it back into the purple and the pink. I'd always recommend just before you cut the crease to go in with the darkest, most intense colour, and in this case that is the Nadia shade, and I'm just repacking that back in just to make sure it's as dark as possible. So I'm going to be going in with a white base today, which means I have to be very careful about mixing my eyeshadow with my base. A trick that I picked up recently is to use some petroleum jelly and use a Q-tip to remove the eyeshadow from your lid before you go in and carve your base out. And it works so well and stops this look turning into a base and eyeshadow mixed mess. Obviously when you're using a white base, it can quite easily mix with that eyeshadow and it'll turn it a completely different colour. So this just prevents that and just keeps it to a nice crisp white. You can actually get like Q-tips that are a lot more precise than the ones I'm using, and if you can find those, I'd really recommend them. For the sake of this video, I'm going to just struggle on with my fat head little Q-tip, but yeah, if you can find the ones with like the pointy little nib, those are so good for a cut crease, so defo recommend them. When you're doing this step, just make sure you're looking forward into your mirror, making sure your eyes are looking symmetrical, that you're not going off tangent and removing too much shadow. It's actually better to leave a little bit more shadow in your cut crease than it is to remove too much, because obviously it's much harder to fill those gaps in once you've taken the shadow off. When you've removed all the excess shadow from your lid area, it's time to go in with your base. I'm going to be using the 0 shade from the P. Louise collection, which is a pure white. And taking a small carving brush, I'm just going to start carving out that crease. The technique is to stamp your line when you're cutting your crease. Don't drag it. Another good tip is make sure to keep wiping your brush. As you start stamping the shade along the crease, make sure you're wiping your brush after every stroke, and this will prevent the eyeshadow mixing with the base. And I'm just going to take it to around here because I'm just going to blend these colours upwards from here, so I don't need to take it all the way out like a full cut crease. Next, I'm just going to take a matte white shadow. This is from the Intergalactic palette. And I'm just going to set that white base just so it doesn't move anywhere. Just using patting motions and a big brush. If you don't do this, the base will transfer, so you've got to set it with a shadow. So to make that cut crease look more intense, I like to go in with a precise liner brush and then just reverse line the cut crease with the darkest shade. So I'm just taking the shade Nadia, and I'm just deepening up that shadow where I've carved it out, and then going in with the white again and neatening up the line. Now I've got that white cut crease into place, I'm going to start at the outer edge and then start blending my colours this way. So first up, I'm taking that shade Cara on a pencil brush and I'm just tapping at that at the corner here. Then I'm going in with the shade Gok, which is this bright orange colour, and I'm just overlapping where I've put that shade Cara down, and I'm just blending the two together, and this will kind of create a nice coral effect. Then after that, I'm using the shade Kath, which is this bright yellow, and I'm just tapping that over the top of the orange there. And those colours together, so sickening. I just love that yellow against the purple, so nice. And again, just keep going back and forth with your colours until they all melt into one another and the intensity comes through with each individual colour. I really want to keep this nice crisp line above the shades. So again, I'm just going in with my liner brush and I'm just relining that cut crease using the shade Nadia. Now I'm just going to leave it there for the shadow, and I'm going to carry on with the rest of my eye, and then when I've got the complete look on, I can go back in and even a little bit up. So first of all, I'm just going to take the Marc Jacobs gel liner in the shade Blacker, and I'm just going to line my top waterline. Next, I'm taking the KVD Beauty tattoo liner and I'm making quite a straight line across my eye. I want this to be a nice straight and bold line, because we're going in with quite heavy lashes and this will just help them to blend in a little bit more. At the end of the eye here, I'm just going to get a little bit of that Nadia shade and smudge it into that black liner, and that'll just soften and blend the liner into the look so it isn't harsh on the outer corner. Then I'm going to move on to the under eye. So first of all, I'm just going to clean off any excess powder that's on my face. So I'm just going to prep my eye with my concealer. I'm using the Born This Way concealer in the shade Light Beige. And I just like to do this because it gives something for the eyeshadow to stick to. I'm just going to tap that in with my brush and the brush just helps you to get really underneath the eye. Then I'm taking the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder on a fluffy brush. I'm going to set underneath the eye, but I'm not going to take it up straight up to where I'm going to put shadow down, because I want that to be slightly tacky, so the shadows have got something to cling to. Next, I'm going to run the shadows underneath my eyes. First of all, I'm starting with Nadia on the outer corner here and joining up where I've made that crease there. Then I'm going to take Cara and blend that into Nadia. Then I'm going in with a little bit of Gok, and then finally going in with a bit of yellow, which is Kath on the inner corner. Then I'm just taking the same brush I took that light pink Steven on the crease, and I like to blend that just all the way under this outer edge here, just to make that super smoky and blown out and just really nice. So that's it for the shadows. I'm going to go in and I'm going to use an old school eyelash curler because I haven't had my lashes lifted in quite some time. I mean, I don't know what's stopping me, and they are hanging over my face. I'm not actually used to having straight lashes anymore. Like, I'm seriously used to them being like this, so for me to have like straight lashes is just, oh, it feels so weird. So I've been curling them every single day. These are torture devices. Has anyone got any better ways of curling their lashes, please? Put them in the comments section below, because this is highly uncomfortable, and I remember why I go and get my lashes permed, because ow! Okay, that will do. That will do. That's enough of that. It says 30 seconds like on the internet for that. I'm more like 3 seconds. I'm like, that's enough, that'll do. Just a lash of mascara. This is the KVD Go Big or Go Home mascara, and I am putting falsies on, so I'm not going to make too much of a, you know, great job of this, but I'm just going to layer a little bit, and this just helps your lashes have something to kind of lay down onto. I find it sticks a little bit better if you put a bit of mascara on, and it also blends your natural lashes with your lashes, so it's all around a good idea. The lashes I'm using today are the summer lashes from our Wispy collection. I would show you the packet, but Loki got his little teeth into it and it is in tatters on the floor. Loki, what have you... Naughty boy. These are really, really lush and thick. They're some of the thickest in our collection, and they're proper dramatic, and I just wanted to go all out with this look today. So I'm going to use these. I am going to trim them down because they're much too big for my eyes. So I'm going to do that, pop a bit of glue on, and then pop those on. Pop, pop, pop. That's a lot of pops in one sentence. So while that lash glue is drying, I do have a competition for you guys, as I said in the beginning. Today I'm going to be giving away a palette of your choice, so you get to choose which palette you want to win. But basically, as I said in the video, it's my birthday. Well, not this week, next week, so it's coming up pretty soon. Obviously, it looks like I'm going to be in lockdown for it, so I want you to give me a suggestion on what I can do for a fun birthday activity. So I want to use your imagination. Maybe you've done something like really cool in your house for your birthday, or you've seen something really cool online that some people have done, and I'll be picking somebody with the best suggestion next week, and yeah, we'll get in touch and you'll get to win a palette of your choice. It could be the Proud Palette like I used today, or any other palette. So yeah, just get commenting down below if you want your chance to win. And I'm just gonna go and stick these on. So lash, that one's sick. So that's the final look, guys. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial today. I am obsessed. It's colourful, it's bright, it's just vibrant, and I love it. So I hope you guys love it too. Everything on my face will be listed in the description bar down below. Make sure to do that thing, subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and turn on the notification bell. I'd really love it as well if you went and gave my personal Instagram a follow. It's jolie.cash. And of course, if you don't follow Jolie Beauty on Instagram, it is Jolie Beauty. You guys over there really give us some inspiration for videos, and we did do a poll to see what you guys wanted today, and it did come out for this colourful look. So I hope you enjoyed it if you voted in our poll. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah! Oh, he's mad. Oh, he's mad. Oh, he wants a treat. Oh, see, Mummy's got all the tricks.